Hey y'all, welcome to Scraps on Saturday. Today I'm working with some Paper Tray Ink designs, or products here. I used the Happy Hexagon cover plate, design plate. And I went ahead and printed that out, and I'm using 3 of the stamps from the Happy Hexagon stamp set that goes with it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stamp. I've got 1 of each design that I'm going to stamp for the inside of my card here. And I'm using Bahama Blue, Danube Blue, and Cottage Ivy. And I'm using 3 of the line art designs from this stamp set, meaning they'll have a line in them. Whether it's this zigzag, I'm sorry, I know that's not what it's called, but that's all I can think of right now. I'm using a plaid, and I'm using a just straight line. So, and I went ahead and already inked the pieces I will need for the front of my card. And if you guys get this set, which they're amazing and fun to play with, there is a pattern on, I believe it's papertrayink.com, where you can find the pattern for different patterns, you know, whether it's 3, 4, 5, or 6, and they're all laid out for you. So it's so easy. So that's what I'm doing today, except I've already done the ones for the front. This is just some decoration I'm going to put on the inside of my card to kind of pull it over. Plus I wanted to show you how easy it is for these. So I'm going to go ahead and do my Cottage Ivy here. There we go. Really easy, and I love these stamps. And I like that they have a I don't know what you would call it, a reward system. You spend so much, you get points. I'm a big fan of that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. And I'm going to grab just a piece of white card here. I might actually sneak over here and steal a piece of printer paper. Except, I'm pretty sure this is all cardstock over here. Huh, okay. Well, alright, this will work. Now I'm going to grab my spray adhesive here, and I'm going to do this part off camera because it's just easier. Well, no, I'll just throw this towel over it. And I'm going to put this guy in here, and I'll try and get it where you guys can see it. Face up, and I'm just going to grab my Elmer's Craft Bond here. Give it a spray. And I'll pull that out of the way here. And I'm going to go ahead and just, and this part is off camera here, but I'm just putting down my background piece here. Now I'm going to grab my trimmer, and I'm going to trim the excess paper off because I don't need it. And I don't want it. Whoops, I cut part of the frame there. You could go ahead and just use your scissors if you wanted to. But for me, it's easier to just whip out the cutter and do it with a couple oopsies here. Alright. I can get a pair of scissors that'll cut. It would be fantastic. Alright. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my little pattern here, and I'm going to start with this. Okay, we're going to do it sideways here. Let's start this way. Now, what I'm going to do is you could go ahead and throw these through I probably should have used one of my adhesive pattern pieces here and just covered the back of it, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my Tombow adhesive, and I'm just going to come through and put some adhesive in my slots here. And I'm just going to kind of, you know, get started. Oops. There we go. And I'll add more as I need it. Alright. So, I'm just going to start putting my pieces in here. Okay, so A and C. Okay, so this top line are all going to be A's here. So I can just pick out the half pieces here. And just go ahead and slide them up here. Okay. And then this top line is going to be all C. The next one here. Like that. Okay, and the next will be B. There we go. Okay. And this triangle here is going to be a C. Whoops. And I need to grab my Tombow. And you're just going to put this together. Now, I'm not going to do all of this on camera, so I will come back when I get this piece done. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So this is what our finished piece looks like, and I absolutely love it. I think it looks great. So let's go ahead and move on with our card. And what I'm going to do is, and I don't do this very often, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to cover the front of my card base here with some blue paper here. And to do this, I'm not going to cut it and try and match it up. That's not within the realm of my abilities. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive down. And some of you are going, but you're wasting paper. But I can't line things up, so. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line up the best I can my card to the edge here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And I'm using some ginormous scissors here, but that's okay. As long as I don't cut. Okay, that should be fine. As long as I don't cut that, because that was the spine of my card. And I'm going to go ahead and cut around my card here. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to actually go ahead and even up my card here because it's not quite even. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so that is our card there. And then we've got this panel that is going to fit here. And there's just going to be a tiny, tiny, tiny border of blue, which is what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside for now. And I'm going to do the inside of my card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mat it first, which may or may not be a good idea. We shall find out. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this in the middle of this blue. And I was going to flip it, but I'm not going to. There we go. And now I'm going to bring in this little pattern here. And I'm going to use it. I'm not going to glue this frame down at all. Not in the slightest bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some Tombow. And remember those 3 that I stamped? They're going to come down here. And they're just going to hang out. And we're going to do, this was A. There's B. And there's C. Alright, and then you're just going to peel that up. Or you could go ahead and just fit them together so they're touching. Whichever you want to do. And that is all I'm going to do on the inside piece. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that part down. And I'm just using my ATG gun. And we're going to line that up the best we can. Alright, so then we're going to work on our front. And this piece we did here with the hexagons, I'm going to go ahead and just... Sorry about the dog barking. I'm just going to go ahead and layer that on as well with just the tiniest little bit of blue. Just like that. Okay, and then I took my Spellbinders. Wow, that didn't sound right. Spellbinders Nestabilities, and I'm using labels 9, I believe. I'm not sure where I put that. Yep, labels 9. And I went ahead and cut one out of the blue and one out of white scrap. Presley, no. Sorry, the neighbor's dog is barking, and that makes mine think he needs to bark. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of ATG on here. And I'm going to put this right in the middle. And then I'm going to grab, I have this sentiment here. It says hello. And it is from, I'm not sure who. I've had it forever. But I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to use this green Cottage Ivy. Because I want to pull that to the forefront too. Because we've got all kinds of blue. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up Cottage Ivy here on my stamp. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that down. Oh, that's not too bad. No! Alright, and I'm going to just grab some foam tape here. And I'm going to grab a second piece. And I'm just kind of tearing that. And we'll go ahead and snip it a little bit there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. And we'll go ahead and center that there. And that's our card for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all next time.